Hi and welcome. This is Cecil Robles with YourForexMentor.com, and I am going to be doing what we call a weekly Forex mastery video. And it's going to highlight a particular currency pair that we have our eye on here at YourForexMentor.com, and we're going to be analyzing these particular pairs and looking for opportunities to trade these markets. Right now, I have a pound dollar daily chart up, and since we are going to be doing this once a week, we'll look at the daily and the 4-hour time frames. And right now, on the pound dollar, we have some interesting things that are setting up, or the potential for things setting up. We've actually been long on this pair for quite some time. We took a short entry the last couple of weeks, and then we closed out those short positions, and now we're looking for a potential to go short again. Now, let me just do some back analysis on this. If you look right now where the current market is, it's right here at this particular point where we have these two, what we call twin tops or double peaks, double tops, whatever you want to call it here. And you can see we've had a high point here. The market's rallied back up. We have another high point here. Has not been able to break through that area. If we go back in time, you'll find something interesting. We actually have a triple top back here. We have a high point here, and a high point here that price could not break through. If we go back a little bit further to August of 2011, you can see that there's a high point there as well, and the market is finding some definite resistance at this point. This is what we would call a long-term high. This is what we would call another long-term high. So we have two long-term highs in the immediate past that we have at this level. At the same time, we've had a short-term high form right here. And if price breaks down below this level where the green line is on my chart, we're going to form another short-term high, and that will turn this into what we call an intermediate term high. And anytime an intermediate term high forms on the daily chart, that is telling us that market structure is changing, momentum is beginning to shift, and the buyers are rolling over to the sellers, or the sellers are rolling over to the buyers if it is a intermediate long-term or short-term low that forms. And so right now we're looking for short opportunities on this pound dollar daily chart. That could go down to the 4-hour chart. So you could take this down to the 4-hour chart, and you could also look for short opportunities there. Although the daily chart will give you a little more flexibility in your schedule. You'll actually be able to trade in about 5 minutes a day and manage this chart in 5 minutes a day. So if you have a day job, the daily chart is a great chart to trade. So what we're looking to do is take some shorts below this area right here. We have a low right here of roughly 1.61192. And so shorts below that low are going to give us a good opportunity and a great potential. So if price does end up breaking down below this point, then we'll have a great opportunity to go short. And we really want to place our stop loss above the immediate high in this area. And the immediate high in this area is right here, and that high is at 1.62594. So we want to place our stops above that area. Our entries below this area right here. You can see obviously a big rally here. We had a double bottom form right here, and these double bottoms are pretty powerful, especially when they display reversal patterns like we see right here. We had a short-term low form here, and prices rallied. So we had a first initial push up, then we had a retracement, another push up, another retracement, and then finally another push up and a retracement, and then a push back up, and we're seeing definitely some resistance in this area. So if we cannot break this high here and these highs back here, then more than likely we're going to see this market drop pretty rapidly. And we could be looking down into this area, possibly back down into this area right here. So very good potential, very small risk, and a very big reward. And that's really what we like to focus on. A large reward and a small risk. We like to have those factors in our favor. So if you are inclined to take a short position on this, once again, let's review those numbers. The numbers here are 1.61192 being the low, the high here being 1.62594. So you want to put your shorts in below that low. You want to put your stops in above that high. You always want to trade with a stop loss when you're trading the Forex markets, and that's because price could go against you. In terms of risk, that's completely up to you, but I would suggest never risking more than 3% on a trade on the daily chart, especially if you are holding multiple positions. And so once again, that's completely up to you in terms of your risk tolerance. I prefer a percentage risk versus just a standard lot size that I place on every trade. I think that gives you a lot more flexibility and a little bit more potential. It allows you to spread your positions out across several different markets. So that's this week's Forex Mastery session, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back next week, and we'll look and see how this particular trade turned out. Have a great week.